What's up, Bills Mafia? I got your stock up and your stock down following the Bills win over the Tennessee Titans. But before we get to that, let's get to that intro.
That means that we punched our ticket to go try to win a Super Bowl, and that's it. We got one game at a time, starting at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Love y'all, boys. Love you. Love you. I'll go to war with every single one of you, every game, all right? Love you, 1-7. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Win.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 It's showtime.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you what is up, Bills Mafia. I got your stock up and your stock down following the Bills win over the Tennessee Titans on Sunday. Woo, that ass whooping 34-10. Didn't start off great, but boy, did it finish great. It did. It was lovely that we finally reached 30 again, right? Like it's been a while. It's been a while for this team. And by the way, that was against the number one defense in the NFL. So I don't want to hear it from the outsiders, right? That we didn't beat anybody. Look, that team was a good, very, very good defense, the best in the NFL. So, and we put 34 on them, and it was all pretty much in the second half. So, shit up. All right, let's get to your stock up, stock down. Once again, shout out to Bills Wire for creating this article. Here we go. Stock up, quarterback Josh Allen. Hell yes. Look at that. We got a happy Josh Allen, right? Once again, we got a happy Josh Allen in the building. Man, it seemed like it's been a while since we've seen that face, right? That smile on that face. So thank you, Josh Allen, because he had his first 300-yard passing game. Let's get to this. As he is expected to be, Allen was the best player on the field for the Bills, and he is the reason that Buffalo was able to pull away from the Tennessee in the second half. Not only did Allen throw the football all over the field, he also helped 4 different receivers compile at least 52 receiving yards on the day in an all-around great offensive effort. Yeah, man, Josh Allen was, that dude was playing about as good as you could play. 21-33, 323 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. That is now 7 games with 0 interceptions. He is the only quarterback in the NFL this season that has 0 interceptions. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Patrick Mahomes leads the league in interceptions. I could be wrong. I'd have to go to that. Matter of fact, I should, because I don't want to talk shit if I'm wrong. So let's take a look on the offensive leaders and interceptions. And by the way, listen, we all know Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL, but Josh Allen is right there. And Lamar Jackson also is right there. So interceptions, Patrick Mahomes is actually tied for first right now with 8. Jordan Love with 8. Gardner Minshew with 8. Aaron Rodgers with 7. Cousins with 7. Levis with 7. Brock Purdy with 7. And the list goes on and on. And our boy, Josh Allen, has a 0. So, kudos for Josh Allen. Now, of course, he could have a few here and there that were dropped by the defenders, but hey, it is what it is. They dropped him. So let's get to it. Stock down, running back James Cook. Yeah, He had a bad second half. He had the touchdown, though. Cook returned to Buffalo's lineup after missing last week's win over the Jets due to a toe injury, but it was clear that he's still recovering from that injury due to his ineffectiveness on the ground. While Cook did score a touchdown, he ran the ball 12 times for 32 yards, 2.7 yards per carry. His worst rushing performance of this season thus far. And it was. And maybe that has to do with a little bit that he was maybe a little rusty. He's still, coming back from the injury. Maybe he's, a little bit bothered by it still, the toe injury. But luckily, we have Ray Davis, right, who is that complimentary running back, 1-2 punch with him and Davis. So Davis balled out in the second half and stepped up when Cook just wasn't having himself a good second half. So a really overall good overall game. Cook just was not, other than the touchdown, Cook was pretty bad. So stock down, yeah, I'm good with that. Stock up, Gregory Rousseau, Groot. Sunday was the kind of day where Rousseau didn't have the most prolific day in terms of pure statistics, but it was clear that he was the best player on the defensive line for the Bills as they were trying to keep Tennessee's offense in check. Rousseau registered just half a sack, but he also had 5 tackles, 2 solo, and 6 quarterback hits as he kept getting to Mason Rudolph. By the way, that's the most quarterback hits by a single player this season so far. So for everyone that's saying Rousseau's not doing much, trust me, he is. It doesn't always show up on his stat line, but he's putting pressure on the quarterback. He's making, he's a good run defender. He's doing a lot of the little things that do not show up on the stat sheet. So, man, love Groot. Of course, I want the sack numbers to get better, and I think that will come. But right now, I am pleased with how Groot is playing this year. I have no knock on Groot. Like I said, could he be a little bit better as far as getting finishing? Getting to the quarterback, getting the sack, sure. But man, he's definitely getting there, just not getting the sack. And you know what? I'm okay with that because sometimes that leads to mistakes by the quarterback. That leads to another player getting a sack. It leads to a lot of bad things when you're getting to the quarterback like that. So I'm good with it. All right, next up, stock down, tight end Dawson Knox, of course. Like Dawson Knox should basically wind up on this list almost every week, it seems like. He's just not doing anything. And that could be scheme as well. It probably isn't all on Dawson Knox. I like Dawson Knox, but he's just not really contributing to the offense as far as receiving goes. While it has been foreseeable since before the season started, it seems that Knox has faded into the background in terms of the pass catchers within the offense, lieu of fellow tight end Dalton Kincaid. Knox caught just 1 of 3 targets for 5 yards. His 4th game this season with 5 or less receiving yards. That is disgusting, especially when you're paying him top tight end money. Right? Top 10, top 5 tight end money. Not sure what it is now. He did restructure his contract where it was more incentive based, I believe. But I know he did work out his contract where the Bills aren't paying him as much as they were. But either way, he's still getting a lot of money. And he's just not doing much on offense. And once again, I could go to maybe just Joe Brady is not dialing it up for him because we do have Dalton Kincaid. We do have weapons, other weapons to go to right now. But I still think Dawson Knox can be used in this offense. I do think we can go to 12 personnel at times. I do think Dawson Knox is capable of getting more than fucking 5 yards a game. I do. I've seen better from Dawson Knox. So once again, I'm not sure if this is, a Joe Brady thing or Dawson Knox or maybe a combination of both, but it has to change at some point or we're just paying a player to block and paying him a lot of money to be a blocking tight end. Look, I like the guy. I think the guy is a great locker room guy. I think the guy is super friendly with Josh Allen. They're really good friends. Like, team morale, all that shit. Like, he's just a good dude overall, on and off the field. But once again, just like Tyler Bass, it's a business. You got to produce. He ain't producing. Not for what we're paying him. If we weren't paying him as much as we are paying him, I would be like all good for Dawson Knox. I would say, yeah. He's a good tight end too. Goes out there, blocks. We're not paying him a lot of money. Like, I'd be all up for it. No problem. But that's not the case. That's not the case. Same with Tyler Bass. If Tyler Bass wasn't getting paid what he was getting paid, yeah, we'd probably be like, oh, Tyler Bass, he's terrible right now. But I don't know if we'd be so upset because of the contract. But because of the contract so high, it makes it even worse that he's not producing. Get what I'm saying? So I like Dawson Knox, but he's overpaid and he's not producing. And if I am Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane, you have to start understanding this, and you really need to talk to Joe Brady if that's the case. And you know, if it's the case where he's just not putting him in, getting him involved in this offense, maybe you need to tell Joe Brady, hey, let's start mixing it up a little bit with our two tight ends a little bit more and get Dawson Knox a little bit more involved because defenses right now, I promise you this, defenses right now are not at all worried about Dawson Knox. And that is a good thing if you want to get Dawson Knox involved. I'm just throwing that out there. Now's the time because defenses don't, trust me, they are not concerned about Dawson Knox catching a football. They are not. So for me, I'm going to start getting Dawson Knox more involved as the season goes on because defenses are probably going to be sleeping on Dawson Knox. They're not paying attention to what Dawson Knox is doing on the field. So I want to see more Dawson Knox. If not, they got a decision to make in the offseason. What do you do with Dawson Knox? Do you move on from him, trade him, cut? I mean, they got to figure something out with this contract because it doesn't make sense if he's not producing on the field other than blocking. I know a lot of you guys like him, but it's just the reality of things. All right, stock up wide receiver Keon Coleman. Of course. Of course. And by the way, y'all could thank me. Go ahead. Come on. I'm waiting. I told y'all the Bills should draft Keon Coleman. I did a video prior to the draft on why the Bills should draft Keon Coleman with their first pick. And once again, look, man, the truth is, and the reality is, Brandon Beane listens to this podcast. Okay, he listened to me on Osiris Torrance. Y'all know this. Anyone that watches this channel knows this. Brandon Beane tuned in. He said, this guy, Tommy, he knows what he's talking about. I'm going to go ahead and draft Osiris Torrance. He did just that. Then I did a video on Keon Coleman, and Brandon Beane, got home, turned on to Mafia Sports Report, tuned into Mafia Sports Report, and was like, damn, this guy, Tommy, he knows what he's talking about. He got me Osiris Torrance last year. That's a great pick. I mean, this Keon Coleman kid, he has to be right on him too. Went out and drafted Keon Coleman. Y'all were worried. I told you all, slow down. Give this dude a break. He's going to take a little time. The game's going to slow down for him. He's going to get better at his craft, right? He's going to get better at it. Right? And you're seeing it. You're starting to slowly see it. And then Brandon Beane came on to my show again, watched my show again about the Amari Cooper, wanting to trade for a wide receiver, and Cooper was up there on my list. And Brandon Beane said, you know what? This guy, Tommy, he was right about Torrance. I'm pretty sure he's right about Coleman. And I think Tommy's right. This offense needs some help, and I'm going to go get Cooper for him. Y'all think I'm full of shit? All right, let's get to the next one. Or actually, we'll stick with Keon Coleman. All right. After what Hall of Fame wide receiver had to say about Coleman, there was a valid reason to wonder if the Bills were doing the best for his development this early in his career. And they're talking about Steve Smith. They were saying to put him in the slot. Where he was saying that. There could have been even more of a reason to worry about Coleman's development after Buffalo traded for star wide receiver Amari Cooper. But in this one, Coleman put those fears to rest as he exploded for 125 receiving yards on 4 targets. Yeah. Once again, man. I know there's probably still some of you that are doubting the Keon Coleman pick. But I think today, some of you guys, even though you're still a little bit, maybe a little doubt, aren't as fearful that he won't work out, right? I think just a tad. You're starting to see why the Bills wanted to draft him, right? He's a big target. He's a red zone threat. He almost had that touchdown, right? He could box out pretty much any defensive player, any DB, right? Because of his physicality, because of his size. He has good hands, guys. His catch point is ridiculous. Former basketball player. Y'all know. I mean, I could go on and on. This is the reasons why I wanted the Bills to draft him. We did not have that since we drafted Josh Allen. We had a bunch of small receivers who Josh Allen could not throw that deep ball to, that 50-50 ball to, high point, we just never had it. And I think that's why Josh Allen also went to Brandon Beane and said, hey, I like this kid, Keon Coleman. And you're starting to see the benefits. And just wait. Like I said, be patient. It's coming. Keon Coleman is going to get better and better and better as the season goes on. I predicted by year 2 or year 3 for Keon Coleman that he's going to be a 1,000-yard receiver for sure. And then I also predicted that a lot of you guys and a lot of really outside fans that were like, oh, how stupid. The Bills traded back and gave up Worthy, who's going to be this dynamic player. And they drafted Keon Coleman. I think all those naysayers are going to be like, shit, the Bills did make the right decision. That was a smart decision by trading back and getting Keon Coleman, the guy they wanted the whole time anyways. And I'm not shitting on Xavier Worthy. I think Worthy went to the perfect place for him. Andy Reid's going to mix it up with Worthy, right? Like use his skill set. But that's not what we needed here. We needed a player like Keon Coleman. That's what Josh Allen wanted. We didn't need any more small receivers on this team. Okay? All right. Enough of that. Next up, let's get to the next one. Stock up, linebacker Terrell Bernard. While Bernard left this game with an ankle injury, he had himself quite the game prior to his departure as part of an overall great effort from the Bills defense against the Tennessee offense that has been struggling thus far into the season. Bernard pulled up 8 tackles, 6 solo, while also putting up 2 tackles for loss, showing his ability to get into the Titans' backfield and cause havoc when the defense needed a play to be made. And that is it for that article. So yes, definitely stock up for Terrell Bernard. Let's hope that ankle injury isn't one that's a high ankle sprain. That's something that he can maybe bounce back from in a week or 2, or possibly even this weekend he plays. But if I'm the Bills, I am not pushing him back right away. We have some winnable games coming up on the schedule, and I'll tell you those games. We are at Seattle, which is this coming up Sunday at 4 o'clock in Seattle. They are a up and down team. They're a streaky team, but they are a team that we should beat. Then we come back home to play the Dolphins. Yes, Tua will be back by then, but I am not concerned. I think that team is just falling apart. And then we're at Indy, which is a bad football team. And then we play the Chiefs at home and the 49ers at home. So, honestly, I wouldn't even mind if he missed all 3 of these games coming up, and he's ready by the Chiefs and 49ers game. We need a healthy team down the stretch heading into the playoffs. We don't need we don't need a banged up team going into the playoffs like last year where we had no linebackers. And if y'all recall, Terrell Bernard had an ankle injury last year that kept him off the field, put him on the sideline against the Chiefs, and it really hurt us. And the Chiefs attacked us all day because of the linebacker issue. Okay, we need Bernard healthy, and hopefully Milano will return in later in the year as well, and that will be, man, cherry on the top. Cherry on the top. Let me give some more stock up, stock down. Stock up, I will give Tyler Bass stock up, even though they were makeable field goals. Like, very makeable field goals. But he did make them, okay? So I'll give him his dues. He was 2 for 2. His long was 30 yards. I mean, guys, once again, nothing impressive, but he was 2 for 2 and he made all his extra points. So I'll give him his due. He's 4 for 4 on extra points, 2 for 2 field goals, long of 30. It's not impressive. Stock down Sam Martin. Terrible. He is an awful punter. Like if we played in a dome, I guess he'd be okay. 50-yard, 45, 50-yard punter, whatever. But in Buffalo, in these conditions, he just does not have the leg to kick in these conditions. And it worries me because, guys, field position is everything. And I know a lot of you guys like, who cares? He's a punter. It matters. It really, truly matters. Because when you're pinned down on your side of the field and your punter has a big leg and can punt that motherfucker 70, 65, 70 yards down the field, yeah, it matters. But when you got Sam Martin who could punt 45 yards, 40, 45, not good. Not good. But we're stuck with him. And it's another player we overpaid. Him and Tyler Bass. Special teams has been a disaster. Disaster for this team. Been terrible. I blame that on our special teams coach who's terrible. Look at Pittsburgh Steelers special teams coach. They love him. That dude is one of the best ones out there. Blocking field goals, blocking extra points, blocking punts. We don't even attempt to block a punt. You notice that? When is the last time we even attempted to block a punt? Because we're too concerned that we're going to rough the punter. So our special teams coach, Smiley, just said, oh, you know what? Nah, just throw it out. We're never going to do it. Instead of practicing it and getting the players better at it. No, we're just going to just not do it at all. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. So stock down for sure on Sam Martin. Who else do I have that was good? Stock up Ray Davis. He wasn't on this list. I thought he played very well considering he has like a calf issue going on. That touchdown was unbelievable. How he shedded a tackle and went into the end zone. It was great. Stock up Connerton, our punt returner, kick returner. That dude is legit, man. Like that dude, he has to be whatever. Like I know we traded for him. He's UDFA. They just need to re-sign, like basically give him the extension, keep him here in Buffalo because I haven't felt that comfortable with a punt returner, kick returner since Andre Roberts. Honestly, guys, he makes the right decisions. They didn't go to the replay, and I haven't watched the All-22 yet, but there was the punt that I believe hit Ingram's foot, and he had the smarts to pick it up and run with it and gain some yards. He's just reliable. He's reliable. You could tell he's going to break one soon to the house. He's that good. Can't lose that guy. So, and he's going to be a cheap signing because that's all he does. That's his specialty. And I'm totally good with that. Andre Roberts was the same thing. He was a he's kick return or punt return. That's pretty much what we use him for. So keep him here. Stock up for Connerton for sure. Stock up for Bobby Babich. I thought, especially in I would say midway through the second quarter, he started to dial it up. And then the second half, he totally dialed it up. And we were just putting pressure on Rudolph the whole game. And Rudolph was making some terrible decisions because of that pressure. And you got to give credit to Babich for adjusting and adjusting very good because it didn't start out great. Rudolph was just sitting back there picking us apart because he had all the time in the world to throw the ball. You can't do that. I don't care what quarterback you have on an NFL roster. If you give him enough time, he's going to make you pay. They're in the NFL for a reason. They still could throw the ball, right? But if you put pressure on them, the bad quarterbacks, the mid quarterbacks, they'll make mistakes. And it showed. It showed in that game. So stock up for him. Stock up to Joe Brady. I was on the fence with this because first half was disgusting. Second half, though, he turned it around. He adjusted, so I got to give him the stock up. And Sean McDermott, I'll give him a stock up because I thought overall he did a good job coaching. I didn't see many stupid errors on his part, except one. Yes, there was one. Not deferring on the coin toss. By accepting the ball first on offense. Why? What are you doing? I guess I get. I don't even get it. I would say I guess I get it because he wanted to see Amari Cooper, get the crowd going right away, but it's you never do that in NFL. You always defer. You get the ball second half. It just makes more sense. And not only that, come on, man. Like, more than likely, we would have had good field position if we stopped them for the offense anyways. Like, it was a poor decision. And he does those stupid things throughout his career as a head coach. Like, but other than that dumbass decision he made, I thought he coached well. I did. I thought he coached well. There wasn't many issues with stupid timeouts. Clock management was fine. So I'll give him his dues. But that opening, for the coin toss was mind-boggling. Once again, I'm like, what? Right? So I'll still give him a stock up because, he didn't make any dumbass decisions after that. So stock up for him. And then stock up for Bills Mafia. First time I put him on a list. I should put him on a list every time. But stock up Bills Mafia. They were loud, which I knew they would be. It's been a month since Buffalo's played, since the Bills have played in Buffalo. And they brung it. They brung it, which they always usually do. And, yeah. And then stock up. Was Cooper on the list? If he wasn't on the list, I'll put him on the list. Now stock up to Amari Cooper. First game in Buffalo, not really knowing the playbook too well, right? Just got here Wednesday and, had a drop pass, very first pass. He could have continued that on, right? He could have gotten his head. It didn't. Cooper was, let's see what Cooper's final stats on the day. So Cooper was, 4 receptions on 5 targets. So his only drop. He only had 1 drop. 66 yards, and he had a touchdown. And he had that nice 27-yard reception as well. The guy is really good, man. The guy is everything you would want in a receiver. Not only that, too. You know what I really love about him? He is so just soft-spoken. He doesn't seem like a me guy. He just handles his business, puts his hard hat on, goes out there, gets a touchdown, hands the ball to the ref. Like, he's a Barry Sanders of receivers, right? At least from what I see. And you could tell it's not going to be an issue with him if we have a game where he's not targeted a lot. I don't see him pulling a Stephon Diggs on Josh Allen and, making it a thing. And I think Josh Allen will respect that big time, and I think he already does. Because as he gets to know Amari Cooper and his personality, it's going to really go well for Josh, because Josh is going to respect the hell out of a player like that, who is a player that is one of the top, route runners in the game, a guy that has been there, done that, and he's not pressuring you to get him the ball. He's not making it a me thing. He's making it a team thing. And that's all we wanted here. And that's how teams win a Super Bowl. That's how teams win a Super Bowl, guys. So anyways, I hope you like the stock up, stock down. I will be having the report card probably tomorrow for members only. Once again, if you want to join the Mafia Sports Report, all you have to do is click that join button It's $5 a month. You're helping out the channel. You're helping the channel grow. It's basically you're donating to the channel, but you're also getting 1 to 2 videos a week just for you. And it really does help. It really, really does help. And once again, this channel wouldn't be here without you. And I'm trying to provide you guys the best, meaning you come to this channel, you're not going to just get me. You're going to get Mikey, right? You're going to get Jay. You're going to get Big Cuz. You're going to get Kenny at times. You're going to get Howie. You're going to get Mafia Means Family with Mini Mafia. And I'm trying to add more personalities to this platform so you guys can have, this could be your one-stop shop, basically, for Bills content. And I'm also trying to add more sports content, NBA, basketball, UFC. Like, I'm trying my best here to get this channel to be your one-stop shop for sports, entertainment, or your sports podcast, whatever you want to call it. So I hope you guys enjoy what I've done here. I started this thing in 2020, and it was a rough start. A lot of growing pains, as you say. And I've come a long way. You guys have helped me come a long way. And also my co-host, Mikey, and all the others that are on this network with me, Jay, because Kenny, Nuclear Heatwave Wrestling Podcast, forgot about them. By the way, they are on a small break. That's why you haven't seen their wrestling podcast on Tuesday, because Dr. Love is doing a play, like some kind of play. So he's an actor or whatever. So they'll be back. They'll be back in time. So just be patient with that. But I'm trying for you guys, man. And like I said, this channel's come a long way, and I got a lot of help along the way, even from outside people. So I know I'm rambling on now, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get out of here. Bills Mafia, you guys rule. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace.